Hey, welcome back everybody. My name's Bill. I live in the Philippines, if you're new to the channel, and I consider myself a prepper. So I do want to thank all of my subscribers, all my new subscribers, and I especially would like to thank everyone that keeps watching. But I want to remind you guys, hit that like button. It helps get my video out to more people, and I'd appreciate that a lot. Thank you. So tonight I want to kind of do a video about the 2022 year, kind of a quick wrap up. I'm sure it's nothing new to many of you folks, but I want to touch on some personal highlights as well as some personal concerns that happened in 2022. And then at the end of the video, I will talk about what I'm doing to get ready for 2023, which is going to be in approximately 3 days from now. So 2022, I actually had a pretty decent year. We earned fine. Finances, you know, we're not fancy and we're not rich, but finances covered our needs plus some. We were able to help a lot of folks. I was able to do a lot of prepping. If you guys saw my video on my pantry, you saw I got a decent start on that, as well as my video for my medical supplies. I did both of those in 2022. Me and my wife were also able to purchase some firearms and ammo and get a lot of training in. So 2022 was a pretty big prep year as far as we go personally. We were able to tick a lot of the checkbox, right? So we already had a solid water business, so we already had water security, but we were really lacking in just about everything else. So our site security improved with some more cameras and some more construction work, as well as just a lot of spending and time spent getting our base preps up to date, right? So I didn't really start prepping until February of 2022. So it's only been about, a year. So, like anybody else, it takes time. And like I said in a lot of my videos, you don't have to do it all at once. Do it as you can. And that's what I did. I kind of did a lot on the medical and food stuff because I was really lacking. I really just didn't have a lot of stuff stocked up. So as far as my personal preps went, 2022 was a great year. I got a great start on my food storage and medical stuff. I would appreciate it if you guys take a moment to watch those videos. I'm still learning things every day there. World-wise, it's been a crazy year. As you guys know, we've had between the war in Ukraine, which has been going on almost about the same amount of time, and then we've had the 4-year drought that looks like it may continue. So we've had a lot of concerns and a lot of stress this last year dealing with, these global problems. Conflict worldwide has picked up a little bit. It's always conflict, but it picked up a little bit over the year. And then natural disasters also hit pretty heavy. As I'm writing this video right now, I have friends back in the U.S. that are without power, right? The storm that came through. Now, most of my friends are pretty good. They all had generators or some backup, and they all had several, I'd say a week's supply of food, so they were in pretty good shape there. But it's not like a COVID lockdown where you can call a delivery service and they bring you stuff. The roads were just white out and iced out. And so you had what you had. That's it. There was no, maybe your neighbor at best, there was no help coming. And if you didn't have it already, you weren't going to eat, you weren't going to stay warm, you weren't going to have lights, etc. So I'm glad that a lot of my friends are prepping. I know not as much as me, but I know that they're watching my videos because I see feedback and comments, and I know that they've been building up their prep slowly. And the panic buying that you see by people that haven't got any supplies before a big event, and then the tragedies you see where people that just weren't prepared for a big event, it's depressing to me as a prepper when all of that stuff could have been prevented, right? So it doesn't take much to have a week's supply of food. It really doesn't. And I keep stressing this more and more. I've noticed crime has gone up a lot in the States. Crime in the Philippines, I talked to the local chief of police out here, and he says it's about the same as average. I mean, nationally the crime has gone down, but the smaller petty thefts have gone up, right? So that's going to get, into the mix and stuff. So having firearms, knowing how to use them, if you're allowed and able, is definitely something I do recommend. Practicing with them regularly. You can watch my videos where me and my wife go out and shoot with us and our friends and some of the local police and other folks. But I've noticed a lot more defensive shooting has gone up in the U.S. I think Texas, there are a lot more armed citizens firing back. They're not waiting for police. They're taking action in their own hands, and where applicable, I think that's great, right? I noticed that California's answer to all this retail theft is pass a law. Okay, well, people are breaking the law. Passing a new law is not going to make a difference. I'm kind of crazy sick about the way gun control in the U.S. Happens. It's just insane. I might just do a whole video on that someday, but since I've left the U.S., honestly, it's not my problem anymore, right? The Philippines is pretty much, gun pro, providing you're not a criminal and you have the means to purchase firearms and the bullets and ammunitions. So, what am I thinking of doing for 2023? Now, I've been trying to line up some new skill sets, but everybody's been busy. But I'm going to start doing some of the skill stuff I want to build on. I just got to find the right time, right? So I did finish my last construction project, and with the economic recessions worldwide, I'm not going to start a new construction project probably till Q3 of 2023. I want to kind of hold any money I have for any emergency or anything that comes up or something that might change. I do have enough LPG to last 6-7 months, so I'm good there. I do want to continue to stack food. You haven't seen a freeze-dried video for a little bit because I'm duplicating things I've already processed, the chicken, the eggs. I made a lot more mac and cheese, which I like, and chili and some other things. But I will try to get some stuff out there. If any of you guys have any thoughts on what kind of food you think I should freeze-dry and then rehydrate so you can see that works, let me know. Some of the things I've got lined up is like puddings, ice cream, and that's not so much for the survival aspect of it. It's more of the fun side of freeze drying, making some candies and stuff like that. So I do have that on my list of things I want to get to. I might make some more oatmeal, but I'm not in a big hurry for that as well. I'm still trying to focus on protein and things that are expensive and things that I feel will be really expensive. But 2023 is going to be another year of freeze drying, another year of stacking my pantry, and primarily another year of learning my skills. I want to know what your guys' thoughts are. I'm thinking about doing a video on using a drone as a security because I do have a drone and I do enjoy flying it. And with the war in Ukraine and the crazy drone footage of them dropping grenades on folks, I was thinking, at least for, perimeter security, a drone's pretty handy, and you can fly it from the safety of your site, wherever you happen to be locked in or locked down, and you can go out and, flip it out a window or out on the back porch, and you can do some up to 5-kilometer survey of wherever you're at. So I think I might do a talk about, drones and their role in prepping and things of that nature. But I'm looking for some content ideas. I can sit here and regurgitate the news, which a lot of prepping channels do. They'll sit there and tell you, what happened to the beef in Argentina, or they'll tell you, the soybean crop along the Mississippi Delta. But these are things you can find on your own, and other preppers are doing it. I'm trying to tell you how just a regular guy like me is doing my things, and how I'm coping with it, and how I'm stacking the best that I can stack. This is a hard time of year for a lot of people. I know a lot of people in the U.S. are really hurting. I'm from the tech field, and I know a lot of people are worried about their jobs going into next year because of the recession, and they should be. And I hope that a lot of people are trying to figure out how to save what they have now so that they can last a 5-6 month loss of work, loss of income. Not a lot of people can do that, especially out here in the Philippines, where everyone seems to be living paycheck to paycheck, surviving, right? And they do without a lot of things. I also want to do a video on rationing. Now, we have things now. We have some money, and we can buy what we need. But I want to do a video on getting in the habit of rationing and practicing things. We do waste quite a bit of food here, unfortunately. We're trying to resolve those issues. But things like shampoo and soap and toothpaste and deodorant, things that, you just naturally just pour a big glob in your hand and you use the shampoo when in reality you could probably use half the amount of shampoo you're using to get the exact same results. These are kind of things I want to talk about. Do you need to shampoo your hair every day? If shampooing your hair every other day saves you 50% on the cost of shampoo for a month, that's a way you can add up a little bit of money. Do you fill your whole entire toothbrush up with, toothpaste, or do you just need a pea-sized bit of toothpaste? Do you brush your teeth 5 times a day, 3 times, or 2 times? These things seem minor and small, but when you don't have money, these are things that I've seen people out here do. They're like, yeah, I brush my teeth every day, but I don't have toothpaste, but I still brush it because that's free to brush, right? So I get that. I'm going to start stocking up cosmetics because I don't have a large supply. I have maybe 2 weeks supply of the basic cosmetics and stuff that we use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start stacking some of the stuff up. But at the same time, I'm going to start trying to get my wife and myself to start focusing on rationing or being smart about the amount of product we're using, just so we don't have to use as much and spend as much money at the end of the day, right? So you should see a video on rationing. I'm going to talk about that pretty heavy. You might see one real soon about that because it's a key point for me recently. I just wanted to end the year with a note. We had a good year, and I hope and pray that most of you guys had a good year. I think that it's been a big struggle for a lot of people. I know a lot of people that never were concerned about prepping in my group of friends are starting to be more concerned about it. And I know that a lot of people that see my preps, they can't figure out how they would ever get to where I'm at. And I just kind of tell them, hey, you have to take, a can of tuna at a time. You have to take, a little, box of Band-Aid at a time. You got to start now when you have that little extra money, because when you don't have the money, you're not going to be able to do anything more than survive day to day to day. So 2023, it's going to be what I call a safe year. I'm going to take my time. I'm not going to make any big moves. I'm going to keep making content. I'm going to keep trying new things. I'm going to hold all construction off. I'm not making any major purchases. And I think I'll do just fine, right? Because I'm still working, and I anticipate I'll continue to keep working. I hope that anyone that's still watching thinks about these kind of things, and I hope that you will take the time to start prepping foods and saving money going into next year. I also think next year will be a very pivotal year for the war in Ukraine. I think something's going to happen. Either Russia will give up or they'll come to a deal. Ukraine says, no, look, we got the momentum and everyone backing us, so we're going to take it all back. And Russia just can't allow that. But I think resource-wise, they're going to get backed up into a corner or a wall, and they're going to either have to say, fine, we made a mistake and back out, or they're just going to go all nuclear or something crazy. And it's going to become a big conflict. I think right now we are at the closest we've ever been to World War III since we exited World War II. I think it's really bad time. I blame a lot of it on greed, politics, and rich folks. I'll tell you straight up, all these rich people that own all these military machines that make all these weapons and stuff really love it when we send $200 billion worth of supplies to Ukraine on the tax dollars, that regular people make, because all that money goes into the companies that make this stuff that goes right back into the pocket of all the rich people and politicians that make these rules. But I'm going to try to stay non-political right now, but I think that's a big bit of that right there. I bet Ukraine would have loved all that stuff we left in Afghanistan, which would have been fairly easy to figure out how to move there. But again, I don't want to get too much into politics. So, quick wrap up, 2022 was a great year for me. I did have some anxiety for a little bit. I got over that. I'll probably have some more later, but I'll probably get over it as well. 2023 is still a big, scary mystery to me, and I think it's going to be bad, but I have a plan in place. I hope you have a plan in place as well. And I think what we're going to do is we're just going to have a great time. I'm looking for some content ideas. So, I am out in the Philippines. I do want to get out and about more. I want to show people what it's like out here. I want people to get an understanding of, living in the province compared to, a big city. And what's it like being an expat for so long out of the U.S. and how I'm doing, which is fine. So I want to do that. But if you guys have any concepts, or if you have any questions, or if you want to just see anything about out here, let me know. Hey, I'll take a stab at anything. I got nothing but a lot of time on my hands, so I will do that as well. So on a I guess a closing statement, the first thing I want to say is thanks if you watched this far. If you're a new subscriber, hit that bell notification button. If you like this content, please hit that like button. I do appreciate all my likes. And let me talk about this real quick. I've lost subscribers, and I don't know why, but I guess that happens. I'm back up to where I was, but I guess they come and go. Some of this content maybe they don't like. If you don't like my content and you want to unsubscribe, that's fine. Just drop me a comment or an email and say, hey, this isn't what I was looking for, or I didn't like the way you did that, so I can see what I'm doing. I'm new to this stuff. And if I can make adjustments that still align with my beliefs, then I can learn as you learn, right? So 2023, I'm looking forward to a good year. And I have a feeling that it's going to be tough, but I'm ready for it. And you probably won't get another video from me until after the 1st, unless I do a party video, which I don't know, my Christmas party for my crew didn't go over that well, so I probably won't. So that said, stand by, you'll get end of January pantry update as well, because I've done a lot since my last video. If you haven't seen my medical supply stacking videos or my pantry videos or any of my videos, I have a lot of nice content, a lot of good stuff out there. I'm looking for feedback. Go back, take the time, read some of that stuff, check it out. I would appreciate it. With that said, you guys, I hope you had a good year, and I hope you're ready for next year.